All right, it's another edition of the Way Out Here podcast. This is our 10th episode. Holy shit. 10 episodes in already, and we're rolling. Presented by the Washed Up Network and our new sponsor. Hey, it's the second episode they've been on here, which I can't believe they stayed on after the first one. So manscaped.com, make sure you use code WASHED at manscaped.com, 20% off plus free shipping for all your below-the-belt needs. Grooming, all of that stuff. You can get the Lawnmower 3.0. It lasts up to 90 minutes. I don't know who needs 90 minutes, but if you do, you can use manscaped.com, the Lawnmower 3.0, and be like the Way Out Here, boys. Use Manscaped for all the below-the-belt grooming that you need using code WASHED at manscaped.com, 20% off plus free shipping. All right, boys, we have some these are Way Out Here topics, and they're right up our alley. I'm going to be totally honest. The first one is very personal to us, quite honestly, because it's the Mayan calendar. And you guys remember being in school. So apparently scientists said, they're like, no, the Mayans were wrong. It wasn't supposed to end in 2012. It was actually supposed to end in 2020, June 21st. I don't know if you guys are alive, but it's June 24th now, and we still haven't died. So Mayan calendar, like, what are our thoughts on the Mayan calendar here?
I think it's so wrong. It's not even funny. Like,
I don't understand.
Nothing's came close. Like, nothing has happened.
No.
Should we just create our own calendar?
That's what they did.
That's literally what they did.
We should just create our own calendar and say we're going to die in like 2075 and just have everybody freak out up until then and sit here and just have everybody panic while this random calendar ended because someone got lazy and didn't do any more days on the calendar.
He's like, screw it. I don't want to do any more days on the calendar.
I don't understand the people that are taking it serious. Like, how are you taking a calendar that's been wrong like 15 times in a row, and you're like, actually, this is the one. This is what's gonna happen. You remember like high school, like senior year, it was supposed to end.
Oh yeah,
and we're all like, all right, it's gonna end. Everybody's kind of like, we're gonna die, so whatever, it doesn't matter.
For real. And we all graduated in 2012. So we graduated. Yeah, barely we graduated. But like it was supposed to end the year we graduated. How much would that suck? We were in school all our life and just the world ended.
Well, I didn't really go farther than that. So, it wouldn't have really mattered at that point.
Yeah, that's all I knew.
That's all I do.
True.
No,
I hope that I saw another thing that it was like, well, some people say it's 2020, but there's other scientists that think it's 2024. And it's like, can we knock this shit off? Honestly, dude, how far are we going to go with this?
When it blows up, it blows up. Like,
I just feel like why are we
trying to time it?
Yeah, I feel like there's no way, like no science, nothing can actually figure that out. Also, there's nothing.
Like somebody's going to high five. Like, I knew we would die today, bro. Like, I knew it.
You did.
Like, you can't monetize just like picking the day that we're all going to die. So I don't really get the infatuation with trying to guess when the meteor is going to hit the planet, which maybe honestly, I usually buy in on Twitter. I'm like, meteor, here we go.
You have to, if you're not paying attention, I guess, then you're going to be the dumb one living on a rock and then get hit by a rock and then you're dead.
It's a rock on rock.
Oh, I love that.
That's rockception, bud.
I love that. You're going to be living under a rock. You're going to get hit by a rock.
This is for real. You got to keep your head up, head on a swivel, stay frosty.
Sure, stay frosty. Matt, what are you going to say about the calendar?
I was going to say maybe it is done to freak people out so they spend more money, and it's just a cycle to stimulate the economy.
Yeah.
Somehow, maybe.
Dang.
Like, I don't know.
Or maybe they just we're like, we're going to stop here. That's a good spot to stop.
Yeah. We're actually once we drop some Way Out Here merch, that's what we're going to say. Like, hey, make sure you go get some Way Out Here merch. There's a meteor that's going to hit the day after we,
just a fat meteor on the front of it with like fire coming out of it.
That's all we do is freak people out so they buy our merch.
And
then they probably sue us because they were scared and bought our merch because they thought a rock was going to hit the earth. So
that's your fault, buddy. Don't be scared.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't be scared, homie.
Equally as scary and equally as awesome, honestly. We've been talking about conspiracies and things like that forever, but the Loch Ness Monster, it resurfaced. A tourist took a picture in Scotland of this just giant thing in the water. I mean, we talked about 1,500-pound fish and all of that here in the last couple episodes, but nothing beats the Loch Ness Monster. It was trending on Twitter, which I woke up in the morning and I was like, hell yeah, baby. Here we go. There's nothing like starting your day with some trending Loch Ness Monster stuff.
Dude, I love it. That was an awesome topic to see trending again.
Well, at least it was like an actual like viable picture this time. Not from like the 1900s where it was just terrible.
Dude, I hate those. The black and white, like
it's like
fish.
okay,
It's like, dude, that could have been a boat in the water. Who knows?
Viable is a stretch. I mean, but still,
Hey,
it looked more realistic.
Don't rain on our parade.
It was more realistic, and that thing was huge. They said it like
massive.
What did they say? They said it was like 8 feet long, and I don't remember how much it weighed. It says it on the article though. I got to look it up again. But an 8 foot long.
Did somebody catch it? Like, what?
No.
It was just one picture, right?
It was just a picture.
This guy went to Scotland, and they went and visited a castle there. They were doing a tour, and the bus was going by the lake that circles that castle, and this thing like came up out of the water, and he took a picture of it, and I'm sure he probably thought, oh, that's just like a whale or something, and then he's probably looked, and then everybody on Twitter's like, holy shit, that's Nessie. That's Nessie again.
Dude.
Well, boys, Loch Ness has resurfaced, and like everybody is just back on it. Like,
I love that. Great. I feel like if there's a place that Loch Ness Monster is at, it's in Scotland.
Well, that's where I think it was originally found, or that's where they originally saw it.
Yeah, that's Scotland, where the stories like originate from, right?
Yeah,
like that. I know it's that part of the world that just has like treacherous waters and weird stuff like that. Because weirdly enough, like Sasquatch sightings or whatever, like close to home, Sasquatch sightings are in like Washington, Alaska, things like that. People legitimately think Sasquatch is in Washington.
Sasquatch is alive and they're everywhere.
Yeah, shout out Dr. Squatch.
No, okay, that too. I love Dr. Squatch. But I actually believe in like Sasquatch. Like I 100% believe that there's a Sasquatch out there.
I'm gonna be honest here. I used to watch those Finding Sasquatch shows.
I still do.
On
I was
Discovery Channel.
Dude, I have a hat that says Gone Squatching.
I hated those shows so much because you watch them and they're like, oh, we found a track, and then
baby,
look at that
Gone Squatching.
They would like find a track or something, and they're like,
"Oh yeah,
come back," and then it like goes to commercial, and they come back. They're like, "Oh, it was just a bear." It's like, oh, okay, and then it like goes on a little further. Then they're like, "Oh, did you hear that?" And then they like pan the camera into the dark of the woods, and then they come back, and it's like it's a squirrel running across the. It's like, oh my gosh, like they were so good at like playing.
So good.
Yeah,
I still like. I know what you're talking about, but I still agree. Like the feet print that they find and stuff like that, dude, you can't like those are crazy. Those are nuts.
You don't think those are made?
I don't think so. No, I think that'd be super tough to get like that defined. That'd be so hard.
Yeah, it's pretty
because like
I don't know if I technically believe in it, but it is so fun to believe in Sasquatch. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
like one of the most fun things was watching those TV shows and being like, coming up next, and then you would see some crazy evidence or whatever, and it's like a noise in the wilderness or something. I was like, that's for sure Sasquatch. Like the next episode, they're definitely gonna find them. You know, idiot high schoolers and middle schoolers. It would have been news. Like obviously it's not like live cams, like live PD in the wilderness. They air like 6 months after, and I still was like, maybe next episode they catch them. Who knows? Dude, like they've been keeping this from people.
That's fair.
They definitely hyped it up a lot.
Yeah.
And made the story believable to me.
Some of the best TV producers ever, since they just kept catching people.
Yeah, I think the guys who did Star Wars did that, I think.
Oh.
Just kidding. I have no idea.
Oh, I was like, why would
I literally took that at face value? I'm like, yeah, all right, that sounds close enough to me.
That would have been awesome if you just left that and we left it on the podcast. Like we just all believed that Star Wars producers were doing the Gone Squatch and stuff.
We should just start. I'm just gonna start saying that. So
yeah, seriously, isn't it George Lucas or something like that?
Yeah, something.
The main producer. Yeah,
sure.
I doubt he would do the Sasquatch stuff, but I would love to see it. He would probably make a dope little live TV show.
I don't even think about it. Is it a Wookiee?
Yeah, Wookiees.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they're big fans. Who knows?
A lot of passion.
George Lucas, care to comment? Care to come on the pod?
You never know.
Never. All right. So we got past the Mayan calendar and the Loch Ness Monster, two of the most wild stories that we've had in the last couple of weeks. These two are a little bit more, I guess, trending and like weird because for one, there's like a ton of COVID cases now. I think in Idaho, it's risen like 25% in the past week. The same week that voting is happening across multiple states. And so now there's just utter chaos across the United States of people trying to vote, but you have to social distance. You can only have so many people in the voting centers and things like that. But people are like filing injunctions at the actual courthouses trying to vote and things like that. What do you guys think of just the absolute chaos that's going with COVID? And why can't we just do it online? Why can't we just bring it up
that's
to
what I've never
2020?
understood is like, why can't we vote online?
Because the government is gonna change your vote, dude.
Not like they can't.
They
anyway.
already do.
Yeah.
Dead people outnumber
Dude.
like normal people now. So who cares?
Yeah, that's a good point. But
Just give me the satisfaction.
I guarantee you though, if they did like online voting or somehow they like actually regulated that, way more people would vote.
It's just a straight up Twitter poll.
I guarantee you. But seriously though,
it's one of those.
They can do a
Instagram
poll on
polls that's
Instagram.
It's like the heart face where you like vote yes or no.
Yeah, follow like US.gov's Instagram page, and you have to go on their story and vote like the Biden or Trump or whatever. That would be hilarious. What if those votes actually counted? That'd be funny.
That's gonna happen. Like
it has to.
2045. We're gonna.
Nobody goes and votes. Like, look how many. Like, I would love to see the statistics. How many people voted versus how many people didn't vote because of how not hard it is, but how much of an inconvenience it is. I guess.
I mean, yeah. I guess it's a bit.
Yeah,
of an
to go in person. Like, if you think about voting, it's just archaic. Like, you have to go in person during the day. Everybody works. Like it's just hard to vote regardless. But yeah, it's pretty crazy that we don't already have this. I will say, like, it's pretty easy to rig an election if it's online. Like, you can't really, but it's easy to rig anything. So who cares, I guess.
True.
They're just trying to shut this whole thing down because of COVID, and they're just stretching it out even farther. That's all it is. We're just stretching it out.
Okay, so I have the statistic for you guys. Only 58% of the United States voted in 2016.
That's hilarious.
My point.
And that was actually higher than that was actually higher than 2012.
That's probably
That's
what
sad.
like 200
That's
and
sad.
it's probably like what 220 million, 230,
138 million people
voted.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, okay, I was way off, but
I thought we had like 300 million. Oh, it's voter eligible. Voter eligible, so it has to be like obviously 18 plus. So that's what I was saying. I was like, 138 does not make up 58% of the United States.
I was like, 1 plus. I'm gonna need more fingers and toes.
That seems like bad math.
That's some quick math.
Yeah, but that's pretty crazy. And now we have COVID, so I'm sure it's gonna drop down into the 40s or whatever. But pretty crazy. Like whatever side you're on, obviously you just want people to freaking vote and get out there. So, so COVID cases affecting the voting, and it's just now pure chaos. I saw a video on Twitter of people just like banging on the doors at like 3 a.m. because they didn't vote, and it's like.
It's a lot of passion. It's a lot of passion.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I commend them for wanting to vote that bad, but I'm sure the polling places were open like 5 hours later. So, all right. The last topic before we have our first ever guest on here was random fireworks. So this has apparently been reported throughout the United States that just random fireworks are going off for like 3 hours a night in New York, Chicago, Seattle, LA. And people just have no idea who's doing it. And they don't know where they're coming from. There was a report that apparently the police were lighting off fireworks. I can't imagine that the police were lighting off fireworks.
No.
Do you guys know anything about this? And why are we lighting off fireworks June 24th? And I hope to God they're not celebrating July 4th already, because there's nothing worse than people celebrating or like lighting off fireworks 2 weeks after the 4th of July.
I have seen it. Yeah. So I've seen like videos. I saw one today that was like super messed up, but these like guys lit like some fireworks and then threw it on that homeless dude. That was dude. That was I was like, that's so messed up. But I guess like a week ago or two. Yeah, about a week and a half ago, Spokane News and Coeur d'Alene News, like on their Facebook feeds, were like reporting it, that there was like loud bangs and stuff like that through, like in Spokane and in Coeur d'Alene, and people said they weren't fireworks. Some people said they were fireworks. I don't know. I haven't seen them for myself, so I couldn't tell you.
So strange. Like yeah, I don't know. It seems impossible that it's just random. It's in 5+ cities and people are doing it, so people can't sleep.
Well, you gotta look at those cities again. What'd you say they were? They were New York, LA, Seattle, and
Chicago.
So these are like the most. So these are the places that are getting hit hard with the riots, that are having the least amount of police enforcement. And so, yeah, obviously people have probably got some illegal fireworks. They're like, hey, we haven't lit these bitches off in like 3 years. We should just start lighting them up right now because it would be badass. And so they're just lighting them up.
And I mean, it's the same everywhere now, but fireworks are generally illegal in almost every place. I mean, unless you're like way out there of like outside of city limits, or on an Indian reservation, or like it has to be somewhere like so specific to light off fireworks. So it's funny to me that they can't catch people lighting off fireworks in the downtown Chicago. It's like, I mean, look where they're going up, man. Like, let's do some math here.
There's no cops. They're not going to do that.
That's
they're probably
true,
watching that shit blow up in there. They're like, that's cool. And then they just drop it. Like, they're not doing anything right now. None of the cops are doing anything.
Oh, dude, this is going to be – actually, you know what's scary is did you guys ever watch The Purge? And it was like the 4th of July? Dude, that freaks me out because we're coming up on the 4th of July, and all I can think about is like cops that are doing like the walkouts, people obviously – pissed off, and there's a bigger separation than ever before, and we're coming up on the 4th of July, and it might get a little crazy in the United States, honestly.
Like I've said before, my locks are for your safety, not mine.
Stay strapped or get clapped, buddy.
That's fair. Hey, you were warned. You can't say you weren't warned.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
if you didn't listen to the Way Out Here podcast, then you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, that's their loss. Just like we're going to sell merch based off of Meteor, so that's fine. It's totally fine. All right, that's all for topics. We ran through these topics very quick, mainly because we have our first ever guest on the podcast, Megan Edwards, longtime friend of ours. She is joining the program, and we'll have her right after this. All right, Megan, we're live. We have Megan Edwards.
Hello.
Finally, I mean, I think almost every single person, once we put that poll out to see who our first guest was, voted for Megan Edwards. So congrats on being the first guest on Way Out Here.
Yay. I don't know who voted for me because everyone thinks I'm fucking annoying, but
I don't know, Haley Carlisle, Sarah, like all of them. So I'm sure
it wasn't me.
I voted hell no for Megan.
We almost had a counter vote against it. We almost vetoed it.
Yeah.
Should we or not?
So Megan, you're a hairdresser by trade, but also a like 10-time car wreck connoisseur. So tell us about your latest car accident that you just got in yesterday.
Well, it was 2 days ago. I was just driving down, living my best life. I was in the right of way because I usually am, right? So yeah, this girl who, okay. So she just got her car a month ago. Sorry. She just got her car a month ago, and she's just like fucking plowing 45 miles an hour going through this intersection. I give my car at least 2 years before I start treating it like shit. She's had it for a month. And yeah, she just rammed right into me, and luckily I swerved out of the way so my damage wasn't bad, but that was my 5th and only accident that wasn't my fault.
Wait, so you said 5th accident, so the other 4 were your fault?
100%.
Oh, nice. What's the worst accident you've been in? Have you totaled every single car that you've had?
The Mercedes hit home. There was a tree that pulled out in front of me, and
Oh, okay.
So the Mercedes that I hit pulled out in front of me, the Mercedes is my car. Okay, sorry.
Do you know what car you even
Were you driving a tree?
No. No,
Are
the
you
tree
part of the
drove
lumberjack
Lumberjack
Megan?
driving trees? What the fuck's going on over there?
Right into me. Let me tell you. I was in the Red Robin parking lot. I was like trying to do a UE. It was Veterans Day. I remember it. and it was really icy outside, and I just slid so hard. And my friend came out and she was like, "It's not that bad. It's okay. It's not that bad." We come out and we look at the front. My whole bumper is like off. My like tire is like tilted like completely to the side. And yeah, it was totaled very quickly. There was like no doubt about that one. Yeah.
Nice. Well, it sounds like you're having great luck with the cars. So
I am.
hopefully, what's the longest time period you've gone without getting in a wreck? Let's ask you that.
So the Mercedes wreck was
Megan, you're 24 years old. You've been driving for 8
3 years
years and you have
ago.
5 accidents.
That was 3 years ago. And then after that, it was like back to back.
Oh
Like
my
in the
God.
same week?
No, like years.
Oh,
like
I was
celebrate
like, how do you
every
have
year
insurance? Nobody insured
with
wants
the
to insure
deductible.
you.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious about how high your insurance is right now.
Yeah, my insurance
not
is
great.
$700
Like
a month.
$130 a month.
That's not bad.
You
That's
know,
not
is it?
bad for
Oh,
how many
okay.
wrecks
You
you
know-
got in.
You
Yeah,
know
for real though. For how many wrecks you've been in?
It's because you're a woman. That's
Oh, true.
why. Because you're
True.
you're the least high risk, which makes no
Yeah.
fucking sense to
Yeah.
me considering the 5 wrecks you've had. But
No, we'll still put her in this
How many
category.
strikes do they get before their insurance starts going up?
Before I get my license taken away is really
And
what
you-
True.
should
Good
be
thing
on
your
the
dad's a
table.
cop.
Yeah.
oh
But, you
yeah,
know.
I forgot. Oh hey, wasn't your dad on Cops one time?
A few
Tell
times,
us
yeah.
that. A few times.
Yeah, no, and the one time that he was on, he was like pretty overweight at the time, and he was on like this foot pursuit chasing off this guy. And you know, like the camera, this comes into play later. This matters later. So, like, you know, the camera guys, they run with the cops, you
Yeah.
know, it's like Cloverfield shit. And so they're like running, and my dad goes to like hop a fence. And so the camera guy clears it, and my dad does not. But his belt gets like caught on the thing, on the fence.
So
And
at
my
this point,
dad
the
got a
cameraman
black
is
eye.
cameraman's
Nope.
literally chasing
Chasing,
the
he got him.
perp
He
and
did.
the
He got
cop,
the
your
guy.
dad.
Yeah.
What?
It was in the news. Yeah, the cameraman got the guy. I wonder if I looked
Oh.
it up, I could probably find it. But yeah, no, my dad came up with a black eye because when he like fell, he like teeter-tottered so far over, he like
Oh, that's
smashed
See,
his face
I
on
would
the
say
fence.
you can't tell that story like that. You have to change the story, but he was on live television, so
Yeah,
there's just
right,
no way
yeah.
you can.
yeah. There's
Yeah,
evidence
no.
now.
So that was the
yeah.
one that's been most viewed, and that's the one he's the most disappointed
I
in.
wonder why that got viewed the most.
Yeah, I wonder too.
No.
No
Way to
kidding.
just put your dad on blast like right off
Yeah,
the bat.
seriously.
And he is not someone who can laugh at himself, so that's
No.
what makes it even better.
He can't.
Well, I hope he listens to this podcast because he's really gonna hate it.
I know. Oh my God,
Oh
so
my gosh.
true.
All right, Megan, we have 2 segments that we really wanted to do for you. You're the unofficial 4th chair way out here,
Woo!
since you were the most highly recommended. So we're gonna do one whack thing, and then we are gonna go into our Please Explain segment. That's going to be ridiculously funny because Megan, you're actually the one that came up with this segment. So one whack thing. We don't normally do segments with guests, but we wanted to do it with you. So one whack thing, since you're the guest, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. This is like a whack thing that I've thought about for a while, and I saw it on TikTok. I've learned a lot from TikTok lately, but I
Oh, wow.
learned
I don't think that's
Right.
ever been said.
I have a PhD in TikTok. No, okay, so I'll just ask you guys the question first, and then I'll give you the response. Okay, so if you have a meeting at noon, and the meeting gets moved forward by 2 hours, is the meeting now at 10 a.m. or 2 p.m.?
Say that again. Moved forward or moved up?
Move forward 2 hours. 10
I would think it
a.m.
was
or
at
2
2 p.m. if it was
2 p.m.
moved forward.
Okay,
If it was moved
Matt,
up, then it'd be 10 a.m. to me.
Never had
You
a
guys
job
all
that
think
has
too?
that.
Taylor's like,
do you
what's a
guys all
meeting,
agree
bro?
too? Like if
Yeah,
someone
it'd
says
be
move
two.
forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone and their fucking mom thinks it's 10 a.m. And so what that means is all of us, people view time differently. And so we're ego moving with time. So we view ourselves like in a car, and like time is like the car, and we're moving with it. Whereas people who guess 10 a.m., which seem to be like all the smart people I know. So I don't really
That's
know
not
I
what
good
said
side
for
of
the
two,
I'm
podcast.
so that's
happy to
horseshit.
be on.
We're gonna edit this whole thing out. Damn.
But and then people view like time coming towards them, they guess 10 a.m. But yeah, I thought that was really whack because I had no
That is
idea
super
people
whack.
saw
Dude,
time
I don't like that at
differently.
all.
And no, and I thought 2 p.m. was the obvious answer because I was like, move forward. Yeah, 2 p.m. But everyone says 10 a.m. I had a whole group chat about it with my coworkers the other day, and I was the only one that said 2 p.m.
What?
Yeah. So
Move
thank
forward. Like,
Move
time doesn't go
forward 2
backwards.
hours.
Thank you. 10 a.m. passed. But they view themselves as the forward. So they view it like coming towards them, whereas we're going towards it. But yeah, I just had no idea that people view time
That doesn't sound
differently.
like
So
smart people guess that at all.
Well,
That
you
sounds
know,
like really dumb
Avery's
people
mom.
guess 10 a.m. Actually, I take that back. Sorry, Lori. Actually, she might be the resident expert on that stuff.
Right?
Since she's an actual doctor. So
That's probably just how people perceive, like, take things. Like, you ever heard that thing where people were like, they either say pop or soda?
Yeah,
You know that?
I say soda.
sure.
I say soda pop.
Oh, damn.
Shut the
Matt.
fuck
I'm
up.
just kidding.
Okay.
Jesus.
Megan knew immediately that you were trolling us.
Cheese and rice.
Get that shit out. That's
Soda
so
pop
funny.
is Rob Lowe from The Outsiders. And no one can take that away from him.
Yeah, that. Oh,
Rob-
God.
Rob
Thanks for
Lowe.
bringing out middle school memories. The Outsiders.
That was my prime.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. So one whack thing, Matt. Do you want to go next?
Yeah. So mine happened about a month ago, but I just found it. And it's super funny. This lady from Florida, another Florida one representing, she ended up beating the shit out of her husband because he got her a bouquet of flowers for Mother's Day.
Sounds valid.
Does she have children?
What kind of flowers were
I
they
hope
though?
not.
Yeah, actually.
They just
great
said a
question,
bouquet
Taylor.
of flowers.
Do you get
So
Yeah.
they must have not been that recognizable if they were just a bouquet.
I guess the
They can't
thought
even
did
say-
not count because he
Absolutely
got
not.
beat the shit out of.
The thought did not count. I always think when I see like men getting arrested for beating their wives or beating their girlfriend on the internet, I'm like, oh my God, like that's horrible. Why would you do that? And anytime I see like vice versa, like a woman like kills her husband or like beats him up, I'm like, what did he do?
That's terrible. That's it.
I know it's such a
That's
double standard.
Yikes.
that is the
Yeah.
double standard though, because men kill women out of like pure rage, and then women kill men and they like plot it and they're secretive about it. Like
Yeah.
women will literally do it like the most sly way possible. Like, did you ever hear that story about that woman who killed her husband over like an 8-month period by feeding him rat poison in his food?
Oh,
like, every morning?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, what did he do? Because whatever he did didn't happen just now.
Yeah.
It
Well,
happened a long time ago.
Also, do you know how angry you have to be at somebody to poison them over an 8-month period?
Dude, you gotta be
Like,
twisted.
you just have to consistently hate that person for 8
they
months.
need to let things go.
women will hold grudges against other women for wearing the same outfit they did 15 years ago. Like, women are like top tier grudge holders. Like they have it in them.
Gotta hand it to them.
Yeah, it's they're smarter. So whatever.
I can
Yeah.
relate.
Hey, they get lower insurance lower insurance rates. So I mean,
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
who's really
whatever.
winning here?
exactly. Taylor, what's your one whack thing?
My whack thing. So mine's actually coming out of Oregon this week. So Oregon in hold on, let me get to it. A new Oregon park opened up, and they decided to name it after a very odd event that happened in Oregon back in the 1970s. So I don't know if anybody had ever like seen this or heard about this, but a whale actually washed up on the Oregon coast back in the 1970s, and they had no way of moving it back into the ocean. They had no idea what to do. So somebody's bright idea was, we're going to stuff this thing full of dynamite and we're just going to blow it back into the ocean. Well, that plan went as bad as well as you would think it would go, and it blew that whale everywhere, all over the beach. It was insane. It was all.
What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, I don't
You think
know.
it's going to be a light explosion and it's just going to like hop itself back in the ocean or something? That
It
can't
was
happen.
horrible. Like it went for like miles and
It
like
was-
landed on all these people. Like this whale blubber like was landing on these
Ugh.
people.
And it has to smell awful.
So
I
bad.
mean,
Oh,
awful.
that has to reek so bad. But yeah.
What was the
So,
name?
Of the park?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It literally named the park Exploding Whale Memorial Park.
Wow. Damn. How creative.
Love it. And they got a little mascot with a tail out front of it. And so Oregon really enjoyed that, 15 minutes of fame they got with that video. So congrats, Oregon.
I would have loved to be at that town council meeting.
I would have loved to have been there.
Hey guys, great idea here. How about the new park that we just created? Exploding Whale. Great name.
It's gonna kill it. I promise. Look at this logo I created with my 7-year-old child. It's a cartoon, and it's just a bunch of dynamite in this whale.
Obviously, Leslie Nope's not down there naming the parks because
hell no,
she would not have let that fly. I tell you that.
Not at all, dude.
That's
vote no.
That's a Ron
Vote no, baby.
Vote no.
Oh man! All right, my one whack thing this week, and actually Matt had it earlier, but I'm gonna steal it from him here. So there was a guy in China who went on a drinking binge, and he drank. He said he drank about 10 beers. He says he doesn't remember how many, but he basically blacked out and held his bladder for 18 hours straight. And so he fell asleep. He woke up, and apparently his bladder exploded. It was torn. When they did MRIs, his bladder was torn in 3 different places, and it was leaking out of him from the inside. And like your urine apparently is super toxic inside of your body. So they had to do emergency surgery. But he held his pee for 18 hours after drinking 10 beers. But, I mean, if you think about it, 10 beers times how many fluid ounces is in a just regular can of beer, 12 ounces, right?
Yeah, 12,
16 ounces. So 120 ounces, that's almost a gallon. So he had a gallon of alcohol in water. And apparently alcohol is supposed to make you pee more. So,
yeah.
And everybody kind of knows that. But you have a gallon of alcohol in you, water, beer, whatever, and you don't go pee, what do you think's going to happen here? Like, what's your ideal scenario?
Hurts. Like, if you guys ever held your pee before, it hurts. Yeah.
No, never.
You haven't? Dang. It must be convenient to be a girl.
Megan's like a 8 stopper on the way to Seattle. Like, it's like a 4-hour drive. She's like stopping every 50 miles or something like that. I can see that. I've never held my pee. I just go. Like, that's probably a thing.
That's horrible.
The craziest part about this story is the hospital that he was at said that this happens at least once a year. Every year, at least one person comes in. The guy survived, but after emergency surgery.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so apparently they're like, no, actually this happens at least once or twice a year where we have somebody come in and he has an explosion in the bladder region. But it was torn in 3 different places, which is the most painful thing
explosion.
I can think. Ooh,
yeah, that's a big explosion.
Painful thing you have to do.
It bursted. Like, that's crazy.
How do you not pee? Like, I don't get that. Like, how do you not, though?
Because I feel like normally people just pee themselves when they black out.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, your body's like, dude,
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Dude, actually, not a break the seal guy.
He broke the seal in 3 other places.
I kind of respect it.
No,
he's that guy that's like calling his friend. He's like, dude, you guys are such pussies. Look at this. And then the next morning, he's in the hospital, and people are like, yeah, dude, that's what happens, bro. Like, you can only hold
you took it a little too far.
Yeah, exactly.
Just break that seal, baby.
Oh God, just break the seal. Nobody cares anymore. All right, guys, we have a please explain, which we are actually going to do instead of the conspiracy segment. But please explain. This is Megan's. Can you say the topic, Megan, and what you think about the actual topic?
Yeah, so I guess it could coincide with a conspiracy because I think there's a little bit more there than we think there is.
Oh my God, we might duet this.
I was thinking about concrete trucks recently. I don't know why. And I was like, when was the last time I've seen one? And now I've made an effort to look, and where did they go? Like, that's just what I want to know. Because you can't, when was the last time? Taylor, when was the last time you saw a concrete truck?
Literally, are you saying like pre-pandemic, or like you just have not seen any of them?
Any of them. Because this was like in the fall, I'm pretty sure I thought about this. Like, I've been sitting on this for a while.
You know what's really funny is, like, I literally saw a concrete truck 4 days ago.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Where'd they go?
And this is why I remember it. So I'm going down.
It went to Taylor's house, apparently.
I'm going down Evergreen by the mall. All right. And I stop at that intersection that's like about to get onto the freeway. And I'm looking at this concrete truck. And on the back, there's this sign on the little chute where the concrete goes out of. And it says, get off your phone and pay attention. and big like red letters around this cone. And the only thing I thought of was how many people have ran into the back of a concrete truck before you have to put a sign up to get off your phone and not run into the back of a concrete truck.
Ugh.
Actually, you know what freaked me out back in the day is, you know, that big campaign of like, how's my driving on all of those trucks? It's like, how bad of drivers are those truck drivers that now you have to have like a hotline for like, this guy's out of control. So same scenario, like how bad are these drivers to where they're just like, you know what, screw it. We're just going to put a how's my driving on the back of all of these trucks.
Thanks for calling. How's my driving hotline? How can I help you?
Can you imagine manning those phones? My hell.
Honestly, they are terrible drivers. I mean, like, how many times have you been driving and you're like, oh shit, like it's coming in?
With you every time.
Yeah, apparently. Jeez.
I guess it's me swerving into their lane, not vice versa.
Get off your phone, you idiot.
How'd I end up under this semi? Oh my gosh.
I'm like pulling a Karen, dialing the how's my driving number, staring at him.
As you're driving terribly
as I'm
in your
merging
own
into
lane.
his lane.
Yeah. As you're brake checking the person behind you.
Everybody needs a little phone number on the back now. How's my driving? Well, it
This
sucks.
Well, it's bad. You should be able to just call them immediately. Like it's in your dashboard, you know, the smart cars or whatever. Like people can dial in and you have like a star, like 88 number or something. It's like, hey guy, please drive a little bit faster. You're going 10 miles under the speed limit, buddy. And just stuff like that.
That is what we need. We need people to be able to call other people in the car like, hey man, can you just bump it up like 5 miles? Just
hey man, I'm late to work. Can you hurry up, please?
I didn't
or
sign
like
up
nice
for this,
blinker, asshole.
Yeah, if you're gonna be in the fast lane going slow, get the out of the way because we're trying to go to work. I'm late. I'm always late. So
dude, that'd be so funny if you're stuck in traffic though, and there's just nowhere to go, and everybody's just calling each other, just pissed off at one another, and you just have this like massive road rage incident because everybody on the freeway is just pissed at each other. I could see that happening too. It might be the best or worst idea we've ever had. Who knows?
That reminds me of with like Europe, the people, they drive so close to each other to where you can't even see their license plate or their bumpers. And the traffic they swerve in and out of going 90 miles an hour is actually horrifying.
They also drive on the wrong side of the road. So shout out Europe.
They do.
Yeah, that's
they
crazy.
sure do.
Big yikes.
So
this please explain is a two-parter because honestly, they're like Megan's like, where are the actual cement trucks? Which is a fair statement. I don't see them very often either. But two-parter, how do cement trucks even work? I mean, honestly. So I tried looking this up and it honestly made less sense than before because I just thought cement went down these, you know, whatever. Yeah. And so, you know, but the closer I looked at these diagrams, there's like an actual mixer inside that is like pushing all this stuff out.
Yeah. And there's like water hookups to it too. And they like put the water in there as it's spinning. Yeah. I actually saw like a video where I don't know if you have, but do you know how they clean those things?
No. That's
dude, it's nuts. So because obviously when the concrete dries, it's freaking concrete. They have to pretty much take like jackhammers inside of like these barrels and break all the concrete. It's nuts. Yeah. Like there's like these like long extension cords, and because like the inside of them, they're kind of like, I don't know like the term for that, but they have like
an auger,
like where it spins around.
Yeah, but they're like little wings, like fans, kind of on the inside that are
an auger.
Yeah, auger, sure, whatever. But yeah,
okay. So the concrete is in that big old circle.
A resident construction worker here, so
no. I know as much about concrete trucks as like you guys do. Like I don't really know how they work, but the concept is basically there's water and the concrete mix within the truck, and that tube in the back spins to keep the concrete wet, because if it dries, obviously you can't use it. It's not going to work. And so when they,
by the way, that's had to happen before, right? Where some dude was like, I just forgot to flip the switch, guys. And like,
imagine testing that.
There's a straight up dry cement. Yeah, there's dry cement in his whole thing. He's got a tank full of dry cement. That's had to happen.
He tries to
before.
like flip it on at last minute. Like he's like, come.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that thing just like tip off the truck. Just what the hell happened? But
I have an irrational fear, not me personally, but I thought of this and I maybe have an irrational fear, but can you imagine getting in a car accident with a cement truck and it like tips over, drops all the cement everywhere all over the freeway or highway?
Dude, that's some like
You're like stuck in your car just like watching the cement just like
is it Final
fly over you?
Destination?
Right. It's like, do you get out or
Yeah,
that would be some.
Oh, that's actually
Yeah.
Imagine if you had like your sunroof open and it started pouring in there.
exactly.
It doesn't dry that quick. Like
Hey, it's quick cement.
It was a quick irrational fear because as soon as I realized it takes forever for cement to dry. For
Yeah,
real.
it's
Like
true.
it takes a long time.
Does it?
It takes about 12 hours.
Oh.
12
If
to
you can't get out of
24.
your car in 12 hours,
I
you
thought
have
it was like a
problem.
quicksand kind of thing. Like
The big boom.
you're either in or you're out.
Nah.
That's actually hilarious.
You're either in or out.
That would be hilarious though if it just dried up really quickly. That would freak everybody out. You know, people like stepping in concrete, like, sorry, bud, you're there forever. I don't
Well,
know. You just
sucks.
got stoned.
I can tell you right now, there'd be a lot of like stuck fingerprints and hands in
Right.
those
Oh, yeah.
Hollywood blocks if that was the case.
People trying to get cute and all of a sudden they're stuck on Hollywood Boulevard forever.
Yeah, trying to put your handprints down, come up, got no hands. How you feel
That's how
now?
we get those street
Pretty damn
performers.
dumb, huh? Or they just
don't love that.
They use fake hands. They just got like plastic hands and they're just holding them inside the sleeves. Just like
those little ones that people wear, like
Oh,
inside their
I've seen
sleeves.
those. They're like as big as an index finger. It's
The tiny
hysterical.
dude,
I love those.
I would love that, but
I've seen it a lot on TikTok actually, with the little hands and people like slapping people with them.
I love it.
Megan, you're always on TikTok. What's your favorite TikTok right now? Are you a TikTok dancer? Do you dance on TikTok? I can see you doing that.
No. Oh my God. No, I did do one TikTok
Ratchet.
and I deleted it immediately.
Boozy.
Where I imitated Alexis from Schitt's Creek and I deleted it immediately. But no, my favorite TikTok that I recently just saw was this guy and he goes, why are people pro-life? It's not even that great. And I was just like, true.
Okay.
True.
That was
Oh my God.
that's dark, but yeah.
Megan, who do you follow on TikTok? All I see
Yeah.
is
No,
dances
I
and
get
this stuff,
those
and you're
weird
following like
things.
pro-life stuff. Jesus.
No, it was just
Keep
this
that on
guy.
Facebook.
It's not even that great.
That's for Twitter.
That yeah, for
It is
real.
Twitter.
There's platforms for that, and it's not TikTok.
Yeah. That's a Twitter vibe. Have you guys ever like followed the TikTok page that's the Vines of TikTok and it has
Oh,
like,
yes.
all the
of
old
course.
Vines?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
dude, that's literally my favorite page. Like seeing all those old Vines from back in like 2011 and 12. God, man, Vine was so funny. Vine was like,
the best.
dude. Vine was
It had
awesome.
us rolling.
Yeah.
It forced
Whatever.
people to be like insanely creative because it was 6
Yeah.
seconds. So it was like, if you're not creative in 6 seconds, then
Sometimes
like,
that's all you
take
need.
a hike.
I hate all those people that got famous from it though, like the Paul brothers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're the
Or-
worst.
Like
Curtis
I mean, Shawn
Lepore, like,
Mendes
all of
is
those
okay,
guys.
but
Shawn Mendes.
Yeah.
I didn't know Shawn Mendes got popular off Vine.
Vine, yeah, he was a Viner.
Wow. Well, it worked out well
Vine.
for him since he's a bazillionaire now.
The
Jeez.
Paul brothers, maybe
There
not
were-
so much.
There was good people that got famous. Luke Combs was on Vine.
Really?
Was he
he-
really?
Yeah, that's where he started. I started following him, like right at the beginning before he even released his actual like songs that got big. He was basically doing covers of like old R&B songs in like a country version.
Oh.
Dude, his voice was so good, and you could just
Dude,
tell, like,
his
he's-
voice is top one. Does not sound like what he looks like.
no,
No.
100% not.
When
Oh,
I
yeah,
looked him
'cause he
up
looks
first,
like an old man.
He's literally like Meatloaf. It's the same thing. Like, it's just like I'm not trying to be a dick. Like Luke Combs is awesome. He's like one of my favorite. country
such a good
artists, for
singer,
sure.
dude. Good for him too. His wife is a bombshell too. Like his wife is good looking. So
God,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's just crazy because you hear him sing, and when the first time I looked him up, I thought I was getting trolled on Google or something. I was like, no, he doesn't look. No, come on. And then he had his wife next to him. I was like, this is some other guy. Like this is not Luke Combs. He just does not sound like that. So, but there's a lot of country singers that are kind of like that just look nothing like what they sound like on radio.
It's kind of like Jason Aldean. Like Jason Aldean doesn't sound like someone who wears like sparkly rock revivals, yet he does.
That's true. That's true.
His
He
big old
loved designer jeans, dude.
Fat, like, Hot Topic earrings he's always got on.
Yes.
His cowboy hat that's, like, down like this.
So gross.
Tattoos on this town.
You know who sounds exactly like what he looks like is
Earl
Blake
Dibbles
Shelton
Jr.?
for one. Blake
Oh.
Shelton for one, and Eric
Oh,
Church.
yeah.
Eric
Eric
Church. Both of
Church.
them look.
don't know
I mean,
who
you
that
look them
is.
up, you're like, oh my god, yeah, I knew that that was coming. So that's why it shocks me that Luke Combs is so much different. I don't know why. But. All right, Megan, do you have any other hot topics like not knowing where concrete trucks go that you want to talk about?
I'm going to look further into that because I don't know if Taylor really saw that.
All right. Well, I'm sure you'll be a reoccurring guest. Unofficial fourth chair of Way Out Here, Megan Edwards.
Yay.
But thank you for coming on, Megan. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you guys. Thanks for having me. It was so nice to just I feel like hang out with you in a social distance, safe way.
Yeah. Hey, we're over a Zoom call, so it's not bad to do. So appreciate you, Megs.
Yes. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
See ya. We almost had a 4-minute Megan segment of her trying to get off Zoom.
That would have been awesome. That would have been
amazing.
so funny.
All right, boys. Well, we are done for Thursday. We'll be back next Tuesday. One topic we didn't bring up is the Uno tournament. We need to set a date for this Uno tournament at the Glidewells because some people keep tweeting at us that they're pretty excited.
Hey, you know what? July 11th, if you guys are in town and ready to rumble with some Uno, the Glidewell House is up. We'll have UFC fights and Uno going down. So it's about to get real up in
Does
this
it get
place.
any better than that? Uno?
Nope.
Uno tournaments and UFC
can't.
fights? I don't think so.
Impossible.
I don't think so. And we'll live stream it and all that stuff. Get rowdy. We might see a divorce happen at the Glidewell's house, though. I hear they're talking shit already on Twitter, so I'm sure this is going to go over super well.
I don't know if it's a divorce, but someone's getting their ass whooped. I can tell you that right now.
I love it. All right. We will be back on Tuesday. Make sure you go to manscaped.com. As always, the Way Out Here boys are sponsored by Manscaped for 20% off and free shipping. You use code WASHED at manscaped.com. And the Way Out Here boys are out of here.